What are you going to do? Hmm? What toy are you going to get? Can you get lamb chop? Good boy. Good boy. Okay. I'll get you. Now, can you get your ball? No. No. Get your ball. No. Get your ball. Moss Paget. Where's your ball? Good boy. Okay. Now, get lamb chop? Good boy. All right. Now, can you smile? Smile. Smile. Big smile. Good. Okay. Get lamb chop. Now you go play. Go. He gets so excited on Wednesday mornings. So I'm going to do a show that has some scientific nature to some of the songs. And this first one is one that Bill, my husband, suggested that I do. He suggested that I write a song with AI, with a chat, with a bot or something. And so I asked him, why? You know, what's wrong with my songs? And he just, anyhow, he thought that it would be interesting. So I decided that I had rather write a song about writing a song with a bot, with the chat. And good morning, Carol. And so that's what I started out doing. I had this little melody, and I tried to get a song started about writing a song with a bot, and I just couldn't do it. I was telling my grandsons, this is what Grandpa wants me to do, and I'm trying, but I can't. And they said, Grandma, why don't you just do it? And they set me up. They said, here's what you do. Here's the URL you go to, and just type in what you want to do. And so that's what I did. And Chat GPT threw out, within just 2 seconds, all these lyrics with a bridge and chorus. And I looked at it and I thought, this is absolutely amazing how fast it did this. Some of the words were kind of corny and very, very weird. And but I thought there's some things in here that are worth keeping. And so I wrote my song, and it was pretty cool. It was a lot of fun. And then I got an invitation through Google's platform, which was called Bard. Why don't you use Bard for something? And so I wrote to Bard and I said, this is a song that ChatGPT and I have put together. What do you think about it? And so it took about 30 or 40 seconds for Bard to get back to me. But Bard says, this is good, but I think it would be nice if you gave ChatGPT a little credit and thanked him for his help. So that's what this song is all about. Good morning, Judy. So yes, we have had a pretty blue sky with all that beautiful rain we've had that we have needed so much. So this is, his name was Bard. I had a nice chat with a rhyming chap. The talk was very stirring. We talked about the world, the weather, and war. Ideas were converging. Our song was emerging. We typed away, our fingers flew, each line electrifying. Was it a trick that he wrote so quick? His rhymes were mystifying, his speech superfying. We worked on till light began to fade. Our lyrics were so easily made. We laughed and joked on computer keys. We got along fantastically. As we went along, I thought something's wrong. Few things sounded phony. I was seconds behind when it read my mind. My thoughts were slowly forming. That could have been a warning. I told him my name and I asked the same. Since 'tis hesitation, he said it's Bard. I was knocked off guard. It's a person's fabrication. Imagine my frustration. So so a human you're not, you're just a bot. I could tell his cock was churning, my mind was blown, I should have known. My anger was slowly burning at the things I was learning. But a masterpiece we did create, although I felt I'd been betrayed. Without my brain, no song could be made, but I'm grateful for the time it gave. It was all just code on overload. It was not amusing. He gave it a start, but I gave it heart, and I learned from all our musing. I'm glad I am human. Oh, that was fun. Good morning, Michael. Thanks for joining us. So now I've got to retune. For this next song, which was one that was a co-write with a bass player friend of mine back in 2020, just when COVID was really getting serious, and they were looking and desperately looking for a cure or a vaccine for the pandemic. And then I ran across this song last week and sort of updated it so it is a little more current. It's called Pray for Science. And I might not be through with it. Let's all pray for science. We need it more today's. Research labs and study tests can show us the way to living healthy, living longer, help our bodies make us stronger. Let's pray for science today. Underfunded, undermined, programs cut and blindsided. Politics is taking us back to our tribal ways. Floods and fires aren't cured with prayer. Global warming, we need to care. Pray for science today. Let's all pray for science. We need it more today. Research labs and study tests can show us a way to living healthy, living longer, help our bodies make us stronger. Let's pray for science today. Yes, millions died, but millions saved. Thanks to mRNA. Get down on your knees and pray for our kids and vaccines, for ourselves and Tylenol that's off the shelf. Pray for science today. CDC and OAA, NSF and EPA give us data to keep us safe. While they exist, they're going away thanks to Trump and RFK. Pray for science today. Let's all pray for science. We need it more today. Research labs and study tests can show us the way to living healthy, living longer, help our bodies make us stronger. Let's pray for science today. Let's pray for science today. Let's pray for science today. Good morning, Tom, and thank you for your help with this song. So it is October. Can you believe that? October already. Pretty soon it'll be Christmas. And then you know it'll be Christmas next year. Time moves too quickly, I think. This is a song written with it's a co-write also with my friend Gail Orr from Pennsylvania, where fracking is prevalent. This song addresses the effect of global warming on the small family farmer and how many of them are having to give in to fracking in order to make ends meet. This is called Gray October Days. A new kind of taproots digging down to drink the shale. And another stubborn farmer here refuses to fail. We can't blame him, we all know his tale of gray October days. We've had nothing but our prayers and scattered rains this year. Dead roots cling to a boot, rust falls from an old John Deere. So we can't blame him, we all know his fear of gray October days. Harvest time are riding high on bumpy carts of hay. October frost, we're getting lost in a twisted cornstalk maze. The sun's a blur behind the heavy gathering haze in gray October days. Family names mark the crossroads of tractors and plow horse yokes. Old wheels spin the slowest beneath the strain of fallow hope, and the upkeep's just another knot in a fraying rope of gray October days. Now near his drill sites, a blistered cow and the creek's new oily stink. An agent's quick denial and the company's crooked wink. The drumming winds of autumn become too loud to think in gray October days. Plant against your neighbor's fence a strange new hybrid yield. Silver for the banker, just copper dust across your field. Harvest time, we're riding high on bumpy carts of hay. October frost, we're getting lost in a twisted cornstalk maze. The sun's a blur behind the heavy gathering haze of gray October days. Now our nights stay lit as days grow dim and loans are coming due. We know he's not to blame for this hellish season blowing through. We swear that we don't blame him, but we whisper that we do in these gray October days. Leaves are clinging in the wind. We're so lost inside this maze of gray October days. Gray October days. Such a beautiful and sad song in so many ways. Well, I don't know about you, but there sure is a lot going on in this world. You know, changing the name of the Department of Defense to the Department of War, still wanting a Nobel Peace Prize. Can you imagine that? So this is a special request, and I'm so glad because this is one of my favorite songs and probably one of yours too, by John Lennon. And you may sing along. Imagine there's no heaven. It's easy if you try. No hell below us. A us only sky. Imagine all the people living for today. Imagine there's no countries. It isn't hard to do. Nothing to kill or die for. No religion too. Imagine all the people living life in peace. You may say I'm a dreamer, and I'm not the only one. I hope someday you will join us, and the world will be as one. Imagine no possessions. I wonder if you can. No need for greed or hunger. A brotherhood of man. Imagine all the people sharing all the world. You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I hope someday you will join us, and the world will be as one. Such a beautiful song. Thank you, John Lennon. Thank you all for being here today, too. I want to tell a little story about my high school folk music club. I don't remember that much about it, other than we met once a month, and one month we had a special guest who came and gave us a little history about Greensleeves and how she got her name. Okay, wow, this is new. Well, it seems that in England, they believe that King Henry VIII wrote the song Greensleeves. He was quite a musician, had a lovely voice, loved to sing, and his first wife was a harpsichord player and a songwriter herself, Anne Boleyn. And the lyrics to this song are 8 verses, and it speaks of a man who has been jilted by his lover. She has left him for someone else, and he is begging with her to come back to him. And he says, I will give you all the riches in the world. I have men, who are clothed in green, and they will wait on thee. But yet thou wouldst not love me. I can give you the finest things, all the jewels, most beautiful silks, but yet thou wouldst not love me. And anyhow, the reason she has left him, she's jilted him for somebody else. But since he is begging with her and can give her all these fine things, it seems to reason that perhaps the man who wrote the song was quite wealthy and of royal lineage. But my not teacher, but the guest who came to us that day said that he calls her Greensleeves in this song, which is kind of a strange name, but he calls her Greensleeves because of the grass stain she gets on the sleeves of her dress while she's out romping in the grass with her new lover. Whoa. Well, I thought that was quite some story. And later, a couple of years later, I go off to college and I'm taking musicology, which is music history, and someone tells us in our class the same story, that Greensleeves got her name from romping in the grass with a boyfriend. Well, my father is a musician, and so I thought, this is interesting. Daddy might be interested in this. So I called him up that night. Daddy, this is why Greensleeves got her name. And he says, yeah, I knew that. I thought everybody knew that. And once I was singing it at a public place, and someone came up to me who said, well, I studied music at Harvard and we learned the same story. So I guess there's some truth to it. But of course, Wikipedia changes everything. And they said, well, green sleeves were the name that were given by the soldiers to prostitutes, the ladies of the night. So who knows really how green sleeves got her name, but I thought it was an interesting story to a beautiful song, which is played so many different ways. And I'm gonna play it my way today. That's just a little taste. I used to play that at the Irregardless Cafe. I would play it like 4 or 5 different ways all the way through. It'd take about 5 minutes, and I would fall asleep while I played it. I just knew it so well. Anyhow, thank you so much for being with us today. I'm going to end on a dog song because I promised one. And this is one that I wrote many, many years ago when I had 4 border collies who wanted to rule the roost. And of course, we couldn't let that. And anybody who has a dog, who has ever had a dog, will know what this is like. Trying to get dogs to obey is, well, takes a lot of work. This is called Rules for the Dog of the House. These are the rules for the dog of the house. We humans made them up for you canines to bite. Don't you wag your tails and get that look with your eye. What on earth makes you think will ever change your mind? Dogs are not allowed in the house. Have you heard me? Yet you're not allowed in the house. Oh, come on in. You can come into the house, but only certain rooms. Do you hear me now? Now, what's that you say? You want the freedom of the house. You mean you want to roam all over the house? Okay, you can have free range of the house, but you better not put your paws on the couch, because the chair and the sofa are for my tail alone. If you think you're getting up there, you got it all wrong. The furniture's okay if it's old and it's worn. I guess you sort of figured on that all along. To sleep on the bed for you dogs is a blast, but by invitation only. You can do it if you're asked, and you can't get under the covers with the human of your home, because it just isn't decent and should never be done. Now what's that you say, little pals with all the hair? Demanding equal rights and be treated fair and square. And now you're wanting your own pillow and the side with a view. And I have to ask permission now to sleep up there with you. I think not. These are the rules for the dog of the house. We humans made it up for you canines to bite. Now don't you wag your tails and give that look with your eye. What on earth makes you think will ever change your minds? These are the rules. Got that, dog? Anyhow, thank you for being here this morning, and I hope you have a good start to October, and I will let you know where I will be next week. Okay, bye now.